Boy, we have Maru going up against Classic. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was so awkward. I remember that song as well. It was Kanata making Maru dance. I remember, I don't know why, but he really wanted him to, and then Maru only did it when Kanata danced with him. I miss Kanata so much. I miss him. For those who don't know, he was a Korean caster back in the day. Korean caster for Sport TV. But here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Onside Gaming. It is Maru. Does Lai know his background is backwards? What if you're backwards, Sounder? I'll try and fix it. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Team Twisted Minds. It is Classic. Now, we saw how wild, we saw how crazy Classic was on this map in Game 1 against Bunny. But alas, I imagine he's going to be a little bit more chill this time. Especially because, for those wondering, I believe these matches were held in studio. So I'm sure Maru was watching. I'm sure he was watching Game 1 as, oh my god, Classic is going to be committing here to a proxy gateway. The pylon has been thrown down across the map. Maru is not going for a racked expand. He's going for a double gas opener, so he's going for a much faster factory instead. A much more, in a way, tech-heavy opener, and as a result, he will have access to a faster Hellion, access to faster units earlier on, as the gateway has been thrown down. So the way this works is that Classic is going to be chronoing out, or should be chronoing out, a Zealot here back at home. Once the Cybercore is done, he should be working on his Adept as well, or Stalker. And with the influx of units, he should be trying to delay and deny the CC on the low ground, and maybe even snowball out of control, depending on how things go. What's interesting to me, though, is that actually he's not making a Zealot. He's holding off on that, so he's waiting for the Cybercore to finish up instead. We do see Maru going to the gold base. Again, Classic took this gold against Bunny, so it makes sense for Maru to check over here on the left-hand side. Is he going to take it himself? No shot. No shot he takes it himself, right? I don't know anymore. No, he's just scouting. Okay. Just making sure Classic doesn't bamboozle Maru like he did against Bunny. Likewise, we have the other Reaper going to the other goal base as well, confirming nothing crazy is going on. And there we go. It is going to be the Adept and the Stalker coming out from Classic. Alas, there is no CC on the low ground because it wasn't a racked expand. And the Stalker is going to get here just in time, to almost see the add-on swap. He's going to deny it. This is going to hurt the proxy starport. So Maru, with this proxy starport, initially he was going to go for an add-on swap. He was going to make Hellions, and he was going to Hellion drop into the main base. Now he has to change his plans just because of this Stalker, as it's already throwing a wrench in the works. SCVs are being targeted down. So far, the macro is good. Marine does fall. But it's only a handful of Marines. The Widowmine, can it burrow in time? It looks like it will. Will it burrow in time? With this proxy starport, we can go for, I was going to say we can go for a Liberator. But no, Maru, he has other things in mind. He's going for a Tech Lab instead. Meanwhile, can Classic bait it out? Ooh, a little bit mistimed. He doesn't bait out that Widowmine shot, but he does have high ground vision. Alas, he was not able to delay the bunker. The bunker will finish. The Marines do file on in. And so far, Maru is doing a great job at holding here at his main base. No CC. I wonder if Classic has been able to piece it together as he goes for the ninja base, because of course he does. Oh my god. Meanwhile, it's going to be Proxy Banshee coming out from Maru. Do we have any detection? We have a Stargate. With that Stargate, we have access to Oracles, so we're going to have at least a way to get detection out on the map. Do we have that recall as well? So aesthetic. Classic, he fans out his Stalkers, making sure he has eyes on any kind of move out. Little does Classic know that the starport is across the map. It's not at home. Classic wasn't able to get into the main base. He didn't get to see the starport being built, or the lack of starport, or the lack of CC. Like, alas, Classic working with a lot of misinformation or denied information. Phoenixes are slowly banking up. The first Banshee is now done. We're going to be waiting for the second Banshee. For those wondering, 2 Banshees do one-shot probes, so just waiting for that moment. Also waiting for Cloak, I imagine, as well, before we really reveal our hand. Reaper goes across the map, confirms the lack of natural base. Maru knows something is wrong. He quickly checks the gold on the left-hand side with that SCV. Sees that the gold hasn't been taken, at least this one hasn't. What about the other? We go, the second Banshee is about to finish up. The main army is pushing out as well for Maru. Goes for the scan, does get eyes on the gold. He's aware of the hidden base. Not so hidden anymore. Can he do anything about it though? We can see Classic doing a great job at containing Maru. Bearing in mind, Classic did just recall as well. Do we have another recall available? The answer is we do not. And the Banshees, they're about to rock up. At the same time, Classic, he's pushing on forward. He takes down one of the tanks, and he's going to be able to focus down the second tank as well. Oh god, these Marines though, they're doing so much to these Stalkers. Aye, aye, aye. A lot of them do go down trying to hunt down that Cyclone. At the same time, the Banshees are wreaking havoc in the main base of Classic. So many probes are going down as Classic takes the other gold. Let's go. But the Phoenixes have arrived. Marines aren't going down. There's no stim. Bear that in mind. They are vanilla Marines, so they are struggling to trade against these Stalkers, but the Banshees have been split up, and Classic is losing workers left and right. There's still so much energy left on this Banshee. In a couple of seconds, the Oracle will arrive, but how many probes are going to die before that happens? Classic is down to 17 probes. We have that revelation, but we still have another Banshee in the main. At the same time, a Banshee's also wreaking havoc here at the fresh gold base as well. There's Banshees everywhere. Eventually, they're going to be cleaned up. Oh, but 25 probes go down. Maru rebuilding his main army, working on those tanks once again. He's got another Rax on the way as well. The main army for Classic is still pretty terrifying. And he still has a gold up and running. Technically, Classic does have a better economy than his opponents, as Maru is still stuck on one base. Oh, god. Oh, but this Banshee is buying so much time. The entire army of Classic turns back around to deal with one Banshee. More lost mining time. Again, it's so imperative that Maru keeps the pressure up and keeps the pressure on. Otherwise, Classic's economy will snowball out of control. As we can see here, even more probes are falling. The Phoenixes and the Oracle are being distracted. That means the ground army is looking a little bit more vulnerable, bearing in mind that there is no blink. No stim either. The tanks are in position. Classic is going to commit, question mark, into all these Marines. He throws away his Phoenixes. That was not the best move from Classic. Oh, he loses a little bit too much. Again, maybe Classic not recognizing just how large this army was. Boys are being pulled to repair, and oof. Classic, he takes tank shots to the face. Maru, he can pull this off. There's no answer to this main army, not anymore, not after losing all those Phoenixes. Classic is moving out. Sorry, Maru's moving out. Classic, to be fair, he can recall to the other gold, technically, I guess. he can try to, and it looks like he will. As we can see, Classic also pushing up into the main base, but a tank has siege. We do have that recall over to the other gold. Thankfully, we do have a Phoenix here to deal with this Banshee. But that first hidden base, that first ninja base does go down, and Maru, he can just keep rotating. If he breaks into the main, he's going to get on top of the production, and Classic, he won't be able to keep up. Yeah, we have 31 Marines and 4 tanks for Maru. Classic just doesn't really have much of a standing army. He shuts down that proxy. But we can see once Maru deals with all these gateways, once he depowers everything, like, what can Classic do? He only has a single gateway out on the map. One gateway and one Stargate is powered, and that is it. Has 6 more probes go down. Yeah, in all this chaos, it looks like Maru has come out on top. Classic is going to try to go for a base trade, but there are 2 tanks waiting for him on top of this ramp. They're unsieged, to be fair. They are unsieged, but... Oh. We can see that despite that, they're going to be able to get so many shots off. Classic tries to force his way in. He loses the Phoenix, he loses the Oracle, and that is going to be it. He can't even get the last tank. GG gets called, and Maru will take game number 1. Oh. Mate, Classic didn't disappoint. GG, well played. Oh my god. Classic may not have won that game, but he's winning in my heart. I appreciate just how wild he's being tonight, and I mean, he found success in the previous PVT as well, to be fair. Here against Maru, it was just really unfortunate that Classic wasn't able to realize that there was a proxy starport, right? Like, because he didn't realize that the starport wasn't in the main base, that it was somewhere else, he was not prepared at all for that backstab. Didn't have anything back home. All of his units were out on the map trying to contain Maru, and those Banshees were the MVPs. They did win Maru that game, just constantly harassing mineral line after mineral line. Classic had a hard time keeping up, sorry. And of course, there was also a big moment when if you remember, when Classic dove on the army of Maru outside the natural, and when Classic just lost a little bit too much. He lost his Phoenixes, he lost his Stalkers, just a bit of an ill-advised attack from Classic, diving on an overly prepared Maru. Oh, GG. And with that, we are diving into game number 2. Game número 2. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Aggress Farm, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team Twisted Minds down in the series but not out. It is Classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Onside Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Maru. Here we go. And with that, things are going to be settling down. Unfortunately, no gold bases here on Gressfarn, so Classic can't be as wild as he was in the last game, unfortunately. But we're on Gressfarn, one of the larger maps, especially compared to Royal Blood, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Again, very defensible as well. We can attempt to cut the map in half, depending on, of course, the overall outcome of the early game. And Maru is going for a much more economic opener this time. He's going for a single gas into a Rax, should be into an expansion. Stark contrast compared to the last game, where he went for a much more aggressive opener with that proxy starport. I should also praise Maru a little bit as well, in saying that initially, if you remember, Maru was setting up for a Hellion drop, and because Classic was in his face, because Classic went for a proxy gateway, Maru very quickly transitioned and kind of switched things up and went for that tech lab, went for the proxy Banshee instead, just fully taking advantage and being very flexible and very fluid with the game state, which is really cool. As Maru is going for the CC, is going for it on the high ground, so a bit of a safer location, doesn't want to get his natural base delayed. And it looks like it's a wise choice, as we see Classic going for another proxy. Just waiting for that pylon to finish. This is looking like a proxy Stargate. This would be a good location to start a Oracle, an Oracle from. But we do see, this has been found out. The Reaper rocks up, and the probe does get hunted down. Classic gonna have to try to switch gears, and there we go. He throws down his Stargate back at home instead. We'll still go for the overall same game plan, but it is going to be a little bit more delayed. It is going to be far later than if it would have been proxied. Meanwhile, the Reaper of Maru going to be sharking around, looking for a way into the main base, trying to figure out what the initial tech structure of Classic is, whether it's a Stargate or a Twilight Council, or even a Robo, which has been rising in popularity, and he does confirm the Stargate. Does see it coming. And back at home, Maru should be preparing. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a Cyclone first, just to be safe. We see the Adepts are rocking up, but the CC was thrown down on the high ground, so Maru is safe and sound. His mining isn't going to be delayed. And while the Adepts are busy across the map, we can see Maru just diving on in. He will lose one of those Reapers, but the Hellion is going to go in for another Scout. The goal here is to confirm the initial units coming out from his opponents. Or even maybe get a couple of probes. Oh, as he does get eyes on the Oracle. So he knows it's not a Phoenix first. He knows about the Oracle. He's getting ready back at home. We have the Cyclone coming out. Should be in position. Marines, likewise, got to be getting ready for that Oracle. Yeah, Maru, his scouting this game so far has been pretty intense. Has been able to just keep up with everything that Classic's been trying to throw at him. Natural base has been taken. Marines are chilling here at the natural, zoning away that Oracle. You see Classic bringing forward the rest of his army, but the Cyclone comes down from the main base. We get a lock on as well. Oracle recognizes the Cyclone is out of position, but Maru does rotate over, does keep up with the movement of Classic. And Maru is able to defend. And meanwhile, Classic is going to be transitioning. We're not making any Phoenixes. We're not going for a Phoenix Colossus or anything like that. To have a Twilight Council as a follow-up. Going for Blink. And so far, I would say that Maru's in a really good position. This opener from Classic hasn't really paid for itself yet. Of course, we delayed Blink in favor of the Oracle, and the Oracle hasn't done anything, but at least the Oracle is alive. At least the Oracle is still alive and kicking, full HP, full shields, and can still find some damage. So do manage to throw down that Revelation. Yo, a medevac was prioritized. Maru just going for a double tank drop across the map, even pulling some of the boys. Uh-oh. Oh boy, I love this move, especially because, again, the opener from Classic has been a little bit lackluster. Blink is delayed. The Gateway Army's delayed as well. With the scan, it does spot the stasis trap. It does go down. Classic is not ready for this. He just now finished up his Robotics Bay. He has a Immortal just now starting. But this is it. This is the ground army that doesn't even have Blink. The boys have to be pulled, but we have a repair on the tanks. It's not going to be enough. We do finish up the shield battery just in time. We pop the overcharge. Oh god, but these tanks are just providing so much damage here for the Terran army. 21 probes go down. Even if Maru was forced back here, and now he's already done more than enough damage. And he's going to keep on pushing. Ay. Liberator rocks up. Immortal goes down, and that's the army. GG gets called. GG, well played. At the same time, the first Liberator was also in the main base of Classic, just wreaking havoc, and Maru takes the series 2-0. GG. Qualifying for the second stage. For that second group stage, GG, well played. Maru is the first player out of Group A. Oh, Classic just having a hard time here in game number 2. Game 1 was beautiful. game 1 was just really chaotic, really back and forth. Yeah, just a lot of the players just playing off the cuff in game 1. Here in game 2, yeah, at every turn, Classic was just kind of stumbling. You know, initially his proxy Stargate was denied because of the scout. Likewise, Maru was just constantly keeping up with confirming what exactly Classic was up to by scouting the main base time and time again. His positioning was good, and the follow-up tank push from Maru was really smart as well, recognizing that, again, Classic, all of his tech has been delayed because of that Oracle opener, because of the third base as well, and yeah, as a result, Classic just didn't have enough to hold on against that push. So he was caught with his pants down, Poppy. His pants were down. Ay. GG, well played. So congratulations to Maru. Classic is not eliminated from the group. He gets knocked down to the decider match. Classic is going to be lying in wait. He's going to be waiting for the winner of the next series. is going to be waiting for the winner of TY versus Bunny.